Hi and welcome to my artist project. Uh, for my artist project I chose Shusaku Arakawa. Arakawa was born in Nagoya, Japan in 1936. He attended the Musashino Art University in Tokyo, and in 1962 Arakawa met with Madeline James, an American poet whom he developed a personal and creative partnership. He also married Madeline James. In 2005, he built a Barnsley house in New York and the 9 reversible Destiny lofts in Tokyo, all totaling up to around $6 million. Arakawa died in 2010 at the age of 73 in New York, which was pretty ironic. Major events that affected Arakawa when he grew up was World War II, especially since he lived in Japan. And he lived in a city where it was consistently bombed by the Americans due to the production of military equipment in the city. Besides that, there wasn't really much events that affected his life directly. Some of the art movements that happened around the same time that Arakawa was working was abstract expressionism, which happened during the 1940s to 1960s, pop art movement, which happened during the 1960s, the neo-dada movement happened during the 1960s, and Arakawa played a huge role in this movement, and postmodernism, which started in the 1970s and is still going. Onto Arakawa's work. Um, one of his paintings, Mr. M, consisted of implied shapes and lines, such as his lips here, a line, multiple lines across the photo, and another lip over here. This was a portrait. Uh, this is the head, this is an arm, another arm, but it really isn't that complete, and that's what makes Mr. Arakawa very unique. His architecture is very abstract as well, and very asymmetrical. Um, this piece of architecture here is called the Reversible Destiny Lofts, and it's built in Tokyo. The art movement that Arakawa belonged to was the Japanese Neo-Dada movement. He was basically the forefront of it, and the Neo-Dada movement is basically the Dada movement, a revival of the Dada movement from Switzerland. Onto Arakawa's theories on art. Arakawa and his wife developed a theory named procedural architecture during the 1990s, and this theory was thought that his architecture design could prevent aging and would prevent death. The main elements and principles of design. Um, when Arakawa designs his work, he considers scale and proportion, since nothing is out of proportion in most of his artworks. Uh, Arakawa also uses a variety when he designs his work, since there isn't repetition in the combination of the colors, shapes he uses. The balance that Arakawa incorporates is also asymmetrical. An element of art that he used the most was shapes, and that specific shape is primarily circles. For the 6 functions of art that Arakawa's art employed was self-expression, and I believe that since one of his worldviews was to go against death and his art was to go against, or his art expressed his worldview, basically. Onto the criticism of his art. Um, Arthur Danto, one of his art critic friends, stated that Arakawa really believed that his work could overcome death. However, no one could understand how his work could accomplish that. Arthur Danto's statement is a form of expressive criticism, since it emphasizes Arakawa's view on death. I agree with Danto's claim, since Arakawa was the forefront of his foundation, and no one else could understand the work he was doing besides him and his wife. Which is why, when he died, he left it up to his wife to finish his work for him. And here's my works cited where I got all of my information. Thank you for watching my artist project on Arakawa.